At each of our School of Engineering convocations, we ask an undergraduate and a graduate student to give a short address. Our undergraduate student speaker this fall is Ms. Mary Hollowell. Ms. Hollowell is receiving her BS degree in mechanical engineering today. Mary's a graduate of El Dorado High here in Albuquerque. During her time at UNM, she's made numerous contributions to her fellow students, including working as a tutor through Engineering Student Services and doing an excellent job as a teaching assistant in our Mathematics for Engineering first-year course. She participated on the FSAE race car team and has had internships with Toyota and Tesla Motors. In February, she will begin work in San Antonio, Texas as an assembly engineer for Toyota. Please join me in welcoming Ms. Mary Hollowell.
Hello. Good morning, graduates. Congratulations. You've officially escaped from the tiny corner of campus known as the School of Engineering. It is empowering to celebrate alongside all of you the conclusion of the hardest 5.5 years of my life. Many of you I know from classes, and many of you I know from the tutoring room in Engineering Student Services, whether we were playing Mario Kart or studying. Many of you I've passed in the hallway, but there's a few of you whom I haven't had the pleasure of meeting yet. Perhaps you or I spent too much time in a lab running experiments, or were trapped in a study room preparing for yet another exam. When I stand here, regardless of our personal relationship, I feel the strength of your success. But we all agree, success didn't come easy, and from what I hear, it never does. Most of us face the same challenges, working multiple jobs to support ourselves, staying healthy, and passing classes. Some of us had an even harder time, enduring through family crisis, injuries, or even losing a valuable scholarship. In spite of these challenges, nothing stopped us from getting here, and I know nothing will stop us in the future. Because what we've learned is more than solving for the forces in a suspension system, more than understanding material properties, and more than understanding how to build a large database to store information. Because what we've learned in these past few years has been more than how to solve, we've learned how to be an extraordinary person with a growth mindset. So what does this mean to have a growth mindset? It means being willing and able to learn. It means being eager to try new things. But most of all, it means not being afraid of the unknown. It is okay to make mistakes as long as you grow from them. For example, during my internship at Tesla Motors, I impressed my manager, and he swore to me that I had earned a full-time position upon graduation. All that was standing in my way was an interview with the boss, a man whom I'd barely spoken to. Turns out, he was not impressed. In 30 minutes, I had lost something that had been promised to me. 30 minutes undermined the work I'd done. But I continued to do my best work and prove to myself that I'm strong and I can overcome change and disappointment. Now I see that I've already grown stronger from that experience. I'm ready to move forward and conquer the next challenge that I face. So what does the future hold? Some of us are going into research and have been preparing ourselves in undergrad research to get ready for the next big project. Some of us have secured jobs where we've previously been employed as interns, where we've built relationships with our team and understand the duties we will perform on a day-to-day basis. Some of us have jobs at a company where our friend recommends a project and a team. We should feel comfortable about that because we have faith in our friend's judgment. Some of us don't know and are still finding our way into the future. But whatever lies in your future, I know that you will be prepared to overcome any challenges you face because we have been taught to have a growth mindset. After today, we all move forward into new territory. We will no longer be surrounded by peers and friends, all reaching for the same goal. We might be working for older professionals, educating young technicians, or even trying to please a customer that just doesn't seem to want to be pleased. I know you will all do well, as long as you continue to grow from any challenge that you face and celebrate everything that comes easy to you. You will be able to accomplish your goals just like you accomplish getting your degree in engineering or computer science. Good luck to you all. Go Lobos.
Our graduate student speaker today is Dr. Aaron Olson. Dr. Olson is receiving the PhD degree in nuclear engineering today. He's originally from Missouri and received his Bachelor of Science degree also in nuclear engineering from the Missouri University of Science and Technology. His work at UNM has been with Professor Anil Prinja in the area of radiation transport with application to future fusion reactor concepts. Now that he's graduated, Dr. Olson will begin a postdoctoral position at Sandia National Laboratories. Our graduate student speaker, Dr. Aaron Olson.
First of all, congratulations on finishing. If you're walking on the stage today, you've completed a level of training and instruction in your field that will allow you to perform wondrous work for the good of mankind. Of course, graduating is no great accomplishment. We all skipped the majority of our classes. We never studied for tests. We BS'd our way through every homework assignment, lab report, exam, and project. Engineers and computer scientists really have it easy in school. In spite of the rigor of our professions, I hope we don't lose sight of the wonder of our work. One rendering of the origin of the word engineer is one who cleverly innovates. We take what we observe and create something new. Do we really know if gravitons affect the force of gravity? Or if so, how they do it? We keep discovering smaller and smaller basic particles. We describe the observable universe and can only speculate what lies beyond it. And yet, not unlike the engineers of old, we assess what we only partially understand and from it create new wonders. Like the recently developed Japanese long electric whip, as an NPR article called it, a space drone that gets around using internal electric currents and Earth's magnetic field and has been created to swat space junk out of orbit. How cool is that? And yet it's not only cool but functional, helping ensure that our orbit is not ruled by a chaotic mass of superspeed trash that would rip astronauts and satellites alike to shreds. How functional this creation. On top of the wonder of our professions, they provide so much for mankind. Allow me to demonstrate using the recently released Oregon Trail card game, based on the classic computer game many of us played as kids. In this game, you may lose supplies or die just trying to cross a river. Thank you, civil engineers, for bridges. You may die of dysentery, cholera, or typhoid. Thank you, chemical and biological engineers, for medicine. The death of your oxen or breaking of your wagon can result in the death of your whole family. Thank you, mechanical and nuclear engineers, for cars, the power to make things go, and cheap and interchangeable parts. Because of people like you, my parents were able to drive from Missouri to Albuquerque in relative safety overnight. And let's not forget more recent advancements. They must have been so bored. Thank you, computer scientists and electrical and computer engineers, for smartphones, satellites, YouTube, Facebook, and of course, the Oregon Trail computer game. By the way, the makers of the Oregon Trail card and computer games now owe me advertisement royalties. Just kidding. We as individuals and as society need engineers and computer scientists for luxuries like smart devices and expedient travel, and to combat threats ranging from space junk to foreign hackers. Graduating engineers and computer scientists, let us thank the University of New Mexico, its faculty, staff, and administrators for helping us establish the foundation for successful engineering and computer science careers. Let us never cease to be humbled and encouraged by the wonder of our occupations. Let us not forget the great benefits we render ourselves and our fellow man, and let us go in these our strength to cleverly innovate for the good of all. Thank you.
The George E. Brees Award is given each semester to the graduating senior in the School of Engineering who has attained the highest degree grade point average over the last 2 years of the curriculum. The award consists of a certificate and a check for $300. This semester, our Brees Award winner is Mr. Tomas Babushka, who is receiving his BS in Mechanical Engineering today. Will Mr. Babushka please join us here on stage? While Tomas is making his way to this stage, let me mention that his degree GPA currently stands at 4.01 in mechanical engineering. So to do this, he's had more than a few A+, which is an amazing accomplishment. Now that he's graduated, Tomas plans to continue his mechanical engineering studies in graduate school. Please join me in congratulating Mr. Tomas Babushka, the 2016 Fall Brees Award winner.
Now we come to the main part of our program, which is to recognize each graduate individually, walk across the stage, and be congratulated by our visiting dignitaries and the department chairs and faculty. I'd like to begin by introducing the senior leadership of the School of Engineering. You've already heard from Dr. Flutterman, who is Associate Dean for Academic Affairs. I'd like to introduce and ask to stand Dr. Christos Christodoulou, Associate Dean for Research. Professor Darko Stefanovic, the Chair of the Department of Computer Science. Professor Michael Devetsikiotis, the Chair of the Department of Electrical and Computer Engineering. Professor Yulin Shen, Chair of the Department of Mechanical Engineering. Professor Anil Prinja, Chair of the Department of Nuclear Engineering. Professor Abaya Datier, Chair of the Department of Chemical and Biological Engineering. And Professor Mahmoud Taha, the Chair of the Department of Civil Engineering. I give you the finest leadership team in the whole University of New Mexico.
All right, before we individually recognize each of our graduates today, I just want to remind you that it's okay to come take pictures, but you have to stay over there and keep the aisles clear, please, because we have people coming down both aisles. But there's this area over there behind the little barrier that you can stand to get photos, and that's the best place because the students will be walking across the stage like this. However, we also do have professional photographers here from Grad Images, and those photographs will be made available to you. I would also like to remind those candidates for graduate degrees, it's not always easy to get your hood on over your hat, so try to get your hat off before you get hooded. I'd like the faculty from the Department of Computer Science to please join us here on stage, followed by the degree candidates from Computer Science. And we'll begin with the students who are receiving bachelor's degrees in computer science. We'll begin with Danny Adams, Bachelor of Science in Computer Science. Stephen Benner, Bachelor of Science in Computer Science. Troy Squilacci, Bachelor of Science in Computer Science. Dominic Salas, Bachelor of Science, Computer Science. Truman DeYoung, Bachelor of Science in Computer Science. Connor Denman, Bachelor of Science in Computer Science. Tess Doughton, Bachelor of Science in Computer Science. Hyunwoo Jung, Bachelor of Science, Computer Science. Sunil Pawar, Master of Science in Computer Science, did his work with Professor Catalin Roman. Amritanch, Master of Science in Computer Science, studied with Professor Patrick Bridges. Elijah Finch, Master of Science in Computer Science, studied with Professor Jared Saya. Brandon Lights, Master of Science in Computer Science, did his work with Professor Jedediah Crandall. Omar Momani, Master of Science in Computer Science, studied with Professor Abdul Muin. Devin Helm, PhD in Computer Science, studied with Professor Trilce Estrada. And Taylor Groves, PhD in Computer Science, did his work with Professor Dorian Arnold. Will the faculty from the Department of Electrical and Computer Engineering now join us on stage? And we'll begin with the candidates for Bachelor's Degrees. Abir Jihad, Bachelor of Science in Computer Engineering. Aaron Durezzo, Bachelor of Science, Electrical Engineering. Ralph Gesner, Bachelor of Science, Electrical Engineering. Mustafa Momani, Bachelor of Science, Electrical Engineering. Ryan Sandoval, Bachelor of Science in Computer Engineering. Gianfranco Arajo, Bachelor of Science in Computer Engineering. Matthew Nguyen, Bachelor of Science, Computer Engineering. Leonard Graham, Bachelor of Science in Computer Engineering. And now those earning graduate degrees from Department of Electrical and Computer Engineering, beginning with Jiaotsu Chen, Master of Science in Electrical Engineering, studied with Professor Mark Gilmore. Michael Swalby, Master of Science in Electrical Engineering, studied with Professor Jane Lair. Stephen Schultz, Master of Science in Electrical Engineering, studied with Professor Peyman Zarkashha. Dirk Baker, Master of Science in Electrical Engineering, studied with Professor Jane Lair. Francisco Anselmo Echevarria, Master of Science in Electrical Engineering, studied with Professor Jane Lair. Wenjing Shi, Master of Science in Electrical Engineering, studied with Professor Marios Patikis. Cody Ilar, Master of Science in Computer Engineering, studied with Professor Marios Patikis. Sadat Mohammed Mishkat Ul-Masabi, Master of Science in Electrical Engineering, did his work with Professor Daniel Fizel. Zachary Joseph, Master of Science in Electrical Engineering, studied with Professor Ganesh Balakrishnan and Edward Graham. Oktay Ogsagaglo. Okay, one more time. Oktay Ogsagaglo, PhD in Electrical Engineering, studied with Professor Vince Calhoun. Ahmed Hussein Slim, PhD in Computer Engineering, studied with Professor Greg Heilman. Yu Zhang, PhD in Electrical Engineering, studied with Professor Mark Gilmore. Rakesh Kumar Vijay Mato, PhD in Computer Engineering, studied with Professor Payman Zarkesh Ha. Would the faculty from the Department of Mechanical Engineering now join us on stage? We'll begin with those earning bachelor's degrees in mechanical engineering. Jesus Perez, Bachelor of Science, Mechanical Engineering. Fernando Sanchez, Bachelor of Science, Mechanical Engineering. Louis Tkach, Bachelor of Science, Mechanical Engineering. Brian Romero, Bachelor of Science, Mechanical Engineering. Keenan Lucero, Bachelor of Science, Mechanical Engineering. Addison? Casey Ottison, Bachelor of Science, Mechanical Engineering. Tomas Babushka, Bachelor of Science, Mechanical Engineering. Gennaro Montoya, Bachelor of Science, Mechanical Engineering. Ethan Wakefield, Bachelor of Science, Mechanical Engineering. Jack Herman, Bachelor of Science, Mechanical Engineering. Zachary Thompson, Bachelor of Science, Mechanical Engineering. And Mary Hollowell, Bachelor of Science, Mechanical Engineering. And now the students earning graduate degrees from the Department of Mechanical Engineering, beginning with Julia Walker, Master of Science in Mechanical Engineering, studied with Professor John Russell. Devin Ploggy, Master of Science in Mechanical Engineering, studied with Professor Yulin Shen. Andrew Klein, Master of Science in Mechanical Engineering, studied with Professor Chris Hall. Adrian Baca, Master of Engineering in Manufacturing Engineering, did his work with Professor John Wood. Would the faculty from Nuclear Engineering please join us on stage? Jamie Gerard, Bachelor of Science in Nuclear Engineering. Japan Patel, PhD in Nuclear Engineering, did his work with Professor Anil Prinja. Thank you. Aaron Olson, PhD in Nuclear Engineering, also studied with Professor Anil Prinja. He's apparently busy. Now, will the faculty from the Department of Chemical and Biological Engineering please join us on stage? David Schaefer, Bachelor of Science in Chemical Engineering. Zach Armijo, Master of Science in Chemical Engineering. Cami Belcher, Master of Science in Chemical Engineering. She did her work with Professor Fernando Garzon. Mohammed Mossadegh Hossein, Master of Science in Chemical Engineering, studied with Professor Plamen Atanasov. I'd like to invite the faculty from Civil Engineering to join us on stage now. Nice turnout. We'll begin with those earning bachelor's degrees, starting with Felicia Candelaria, Bachelor of Science in Construction Management. Nathan Bowder, Bachelor of Science, Construction Management. Joshua Gonzalez, Bachelor of Science, Construction Management. Chadwick Reinecke, Bachelor of Science, Construction Management. Aaron Lardner, Bachelor of Science in Construction Engineering. Gabriella Kem, Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering. John Wilson, Bachelor of